Hi, Nicole. Merry late Christmas. I meant to text you Merry Christmas on Christmas, but I failed, and I don't know. I mean, I don't really buy into the fact that like a text that says Merry Christmas is means anything. So really, I should have called you, but I was working all weekend, of course, and then with my family, and I'm assuming you were with your family, like hardcore, because your family's big on family. um, but Merry Christmas. I hope you had a good one, and I want to hear all about it, what you did, what you got. I got really nothing, which I expected. My dad sent me a check for $300, which was very nice, and then my mom and my grandmother each gave me 75 and $20 gift cards to House of Joe, my favorite coffee house here. So that was nice. And then my family failed, like they always do. I mean, really, I tell them every year, stop buying me a bunch of crap that I don't want. I want money, and I want money for books. It's not like I'm like money hungry, greedy, or anything, but I want money for books because that's the most important thing in my life, and that's what I spend the most amount of money on. But they never listen, and they buy me crap I don't want, and as much as my brother thinks he knows me, he doesn't, because of course he buys me two movies that I have zero desire to see that I know he's dying to see. And I was actually planning on taking them back, like bringing them to Target without a receipt and trying to get store credit or something. But of course, I come home from work that night and they've already opened one and they're watching it. And they're like, oh, it's so good, you have to watch it. And I mean, really, come on. So that was lame. So I'm not going to return the other one. I'm just going to let them watch it. You know, that's my Christmas present. That's real exciting for me. And then my brother bought me 100% Egyptian cotton sheets. Yeah. And I guess, like, if anybody else is like, oh, somebody bought me sheets, like, that would sound like the lamest gift ever. But coming from my brother, like, I understand his thought process behind that because I don't know anything about sheets, but I'm pretty sure, like, Egyptian cotton is, like, the best, supposed to be, like, the best kind, right? It, like, feels so amazing. And my brother is my brother, as you know, and he needs the best of everything. And he loves his bed probably more than he loves anything else, so he needs all of that fancy stuff. And this is where he doesn't know me. Like, no matter how many times I try to explain it to him, he doesn't realize that we are very, very different when it comes to stuff like that. And I am perfectly happy sleeping on my Target sheets that I like, that I think are pretty, and that are not as expensive as these sheets must have been. So I'm really wondering if I can find out where he got that, if my mom has the receipt and I can bring it back, because that's expensive. That has got to be expensive. Even, like, cheap sheets are expensive. So ridiculous. They did get me two Wii games because Julio has a Wii and I have no idea how to play it and I don't really care, but they got me Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, so that was actually really cool. And me and Julio, my mom, played last night and I kicked their butts, of course. And the one thing that was the best present I got is actually something Julio picked out and made Tony buy for me from him. And he said, like, Tony would, like, laughed when he wanted to get it, but he made him get it because he knew I would like it. And surprise, surprise, he was right. So apparently Julio knows me more than, better. Julio knows me better than my brother does. And it's actually really silly. You can see it way back in the corner there, but I'm going to go get it. Hold on. It's a Yoshi doll. Not really a doll, action figure, I guess. It's, like, plastic, but this is my favorite thing that I got for Christmas. It really is. Which says a lot about me, I guess. But Julio knew I would love this. Yoshi is like my favorite Super Nintendo character ever. Ever. I love Yoshi, and I love showing off my nerdiness, so I'm perfectly happy that I get to display Yoshi on my bookcase. So he's beautiful. And then the one other thing I wanted to say about Christmas was that My brother got for Julio, I already told you what I got for Julio and AJ, but my brother got, first he got him a foosball table, which is kind of cool. I mean, foosball's okay. Then he also got him a 3-in-1 thing. It's a pool table, but then you can flip it, and it's an air hockey table, and then it comes with like the board you can put on top for a ping pong table. And I love me some air hockey. You probably know that about me. I'm not sure if you do, but I love air hockey, and I love pool a lot too, even though I'm not as good at it. But me and Julio were playing a lot yesterday and Christmas night and everything. So that's exciting. That's really exciting for me, and it's like a good size. I mean, it's not a full-length pool table or a hockey table, but it works. I mean, it's like real air hockey where the air comes up. Like, I've seen the kind where you just kind of like hit the puck across the plastic board, but it doesn't actually like float, the puck. So anyway, that's exciting. I like that. And I think that's all I have to say about Christmas. Oh, I had to work on Christmas, which I expected and I'm used to. I've worked at plenty of places that are open every year, day of the year. But I knew it would suck because I hate working holidays, and I feel a lot of times people are grumpy when they come in to eat on holidays. And I think it's because the people who have to come in to eat on Christmas have no family or friends because they're jerks. That's like the conclusion. I've been like gathering evidence for this hypothesis for years, and I've come to that conclusion that is the truth. There's exceptions, of course. Some people, for some reason, don't want to cook and will bring in like entire huge families and will be nice and whatever. But generally, no, the people who come in on holidays suck. And it was proven to me today this year. I got 10% tips from every single table I waited on. And they were big checks. I had two $50 checks. I got $5 from each of them. I had a $62 check, $6. $40 check, $4, a couple $40 checks with $4, $37 check, $3, so less than 10% on some of these. Every single one, I swear to you, it was pathetic. Like, it was bordering on laughable by, like, the third time, and I wanted to, like, I hate serving, and you know that, and rude people piss me off, but I was ready to, like, lose my job just for the satisfaction of, I'm not going to say the F word on here, but telling these people exactly what I think about them, because it's Christmas, and the reason I have to work on Christmas and not get to spend it with my family is because people like them are pathetic and have to come in and eat. So at least they could be gracious for the fact that I am serving them on a freaking holiday and leave an extra good tip. Leave more than 20%, but I made less than I do on a normal day. I hardly ever get 10% tips. I mean, only from like the really horrible, rude people. Unbelievable. And all these people were like nice. They weren't grumpy and rude. They weren't like very difficult. So I expected all 20% tips. And no. Every single check was left at the table, a huge smile, goodbye, Merry Christmas, as they walked out the door. And then I go and see that they left me 10%. What the is wrong with people, right? Okay, but that is all I have to say about Christmas. I stayed up all night last night reading The Hunger Games. I've been wanting to read it for a while, but for a while before that, I was very resistant to the idea, just like I was resistant to Twilight when it came out. Like, I'm not big on trends, as you probably know. But when I started school, like, the people that I became friends with in my class were really big on The Hunger Games and insisted that it was amazing. Plus, the movie's coming out. And I don't know if I told you, probably I did, but one of the girls that I'm friends with is an extra in the movie, so that's cool. And the movie looks cool, I have to see it, so I had to read the book first. I don't know why Yoshi's helping me narrate this video, but he is. He's cute, right? He's cuter to look at than me. So I had to read it, but I finally got around to it. I started it at midnight. I got into bed all snuggly and wasn't like exactly tired, so I planned on reading for a little bit. I read from midnight until 5:30 in the morning. I read until I finished the book. And I cannot even think of the last book that I have read all the way through in one shot. I really can't. I know there's plenty of times that I've read a book in like maybe even an entire day. Maybe like I'd put it down and go back to it, or the course of like 2 days, like long, in much shorter time than a normal person would read a book. I can sit for hours and hours and hours if the book is really good, but I cannot remember the last time I just opened a book and did not let it leave my hands until I closed it and was done with the last page. So it's a pretty awesome experience. But yeah, it was that good, and I really didn't think it would be. I didn't. But the sad thing is, it's a trilogy, and this book was amazing. But I was kind of like, where exactly can it go from here by the time I got to the end? And then I looked up the like blurb about Catching Fire, the sequel, on Amazon, and pretty much like it doesn't sound like it will be as good at all. Not at all. So I don't know. I have a feeling like the third one might be awesome again, but so I have to read the second one to get to that. I have no idea what the third one will be about. I just have a feeling like I know that I've heard that the ending is so amazing to this series. And I don't want to go like read the blurb on that because that'll probably like spoil the second book for me. So I will get to Catching Fire eventually, but I'm not making it a priority right now because there's lots of other things that sound a lot better to me that I want to read. But Hunger Games, pretty awesome. You would probably like it a lot. Yeah, it's awesome. Okay. And then one other thing I have to say. Boys and me, I don't know. I mean, maybe I should really be a lesbian because this is not working out for me. It's just not. And it hasn't worked out for me in like 6 years? So maybe that's the universe telling me something, really. I don't know. But this is a conversation I will save for a telephone call. I will be calling you sometime soon. It's not super whiny. It's really not. Like, I'm not upset exactly about what happened because what happened is actually what I wanted to happen. It went my way, but at the same time made me stop and wonder what the hell is wrong with me that nobody wants to date me. Basically, I ended up not wanting to date this guy and didn't know how to say that without being a jerk, and then he basically told me he doesn't want to date me. He just wants to be friends. And then I had to stop and think, why? Why doesn't he want to date me? Because I'm awesome. So anyway, save that for a phone call. Okay, so my final thing I have to say, really the reason I'm making this video, I thought of a question. And I didn't really so much think of it as stole it from someone else on YouTube, but one of the 5 awesome girls that I watch, made a video, I don't know how long ago it was, I just found it, but made a video talking about what her 7 Horcruxes would be if she were to split her soul into 7 pieces. And it was great, and I wanted to do it so bad. And I know that Horcruxes are bad. Splitting your soul is bad. We've learned that. But I do like the idea of like taking a part of yourself, like your essence, what represents you, and like leaving it behind in spots that represent you, that are meaningful to you, or that just represent who you are as a person. I like that a lot. So I'm going to ask you, if you were going to split your soul into 7 parts, what objects would you put your Horcruxes into? Or Horcruxes are the objects, right? Okay, so what would be your 7 Horcruxes? Now, I'm totally going to answer this because I'm wicked excited, but I know I've already talked for about 15 minutes, so I'm just going to like make this a totally separate video because there's no way I can talk about 7 objects that are important to me in 15 minutes. In like 2 minutes is what I have. It's going to take 15 minutes. So I'm going to make another video. So part 2 of this video will be also posted at the same time, so go check that out after you watch this one, okay? So tell me about your Christmas, tell me about your Horcruxes, and I'm gonna go start another video and talk about mine, okay? Yoshi! I'm a nerd. Oh, and Nicole, one thing I forgot to say, one random thing, is that I got another new shirt, came in the mail, and I don't think I told you about this one, but it came from Threadless, which is awesome, and it's... I don't know how well you can see that, but it is a giraffe with black nerdy glasses, and he's holding books as long as his neck. So that is awesome. Yay for book nerds.